Hey all, welcome to Geek-O-Five. Today we are going to speak about the famous band Hellboy. Just kidding, we are going to speak about Hellboy from Dark Horse Comics, who was introduced by Mike Mignola in 1993. Now about his origins, Hellboy aka Anung und Rama was conceived on October 5th, 1617, the day his birth mother was on her deathbed. Technically, Hellboy's biological father is Duke of Hell called Azil, who hooked up with Sarah Hughes. Then, Azil dragged the child to Hell and chopped off the newborn's right hand and replaced it with the signature right hand of Doom, a relic tied to Ogdru Jahad. During World War II, in a desperate attempt to win a losing war, the Nazis turned to occult and employed the mad monk Gregory Rasputin, who through the rituals extracted the child from hell on Tarmagant Island off the coast of Scotland, which the Nazis dubbed the whole operation as Project Ragnarok. However, he was quickly rescued by the Allied troop led by First Sergeant George Whitman, sent to investigate the mysterious Nazi ritual. They were accompanied by Professor Trevor Bruttenholm of the Bureau of Paranormal Research and Defense, BPRD. Now, the professor befriended the creature, proving not to be a devil in the traditional sense, but a devil-like creature. The child was dubbed as Hellboy by Professor Trevor. Now, the child was raised in secret by US government and trained to be a paranormal investigator. So the comics mainly deals with Hellboy and his association with BPRD. Hellboy has matured physically within years but ages slowly and has a mind of a teenager. Due to his association with BPRD, Hellboy becomes the primary agent alongside other human and quasi-human agents that include Kate Corrigan, a professor of folklore at New York University, Abe Sapien, an amphibian humanoid, and Liz Sherman, a young girl with pyrokinetic abilities. Now, Hellboy's actual destiny has been a common and persistent theme in the series, and becomes more and more complicated with every story arc. The first thing we knew about Hellboy was that he was destined to be the beast of apocalypse, and the right hand of doom, which came from one of the Watchers who made the Ogdru Jahad. Hellboy possesses the one thing capable of waking up the terrible beast from the prison and unleashing them to the end of days of the human world. For a long time, this has been the main focus of his destiny and the thing he has constantly avoided. Let's now have a look at Hellboy's allies and enemies. His allies include Abraham Sapien, who is the amphibious humanoid of mysterious origin. This fellow agent can breathe underwater and thanks to the set of gills. In field work, Abe was the first like a sidekick to Hellboy until becoming an equal in the Bureau. There is Elizabeth Sherman. She is a young girl with pyrokinetic abilities and has the physical ability to create and manipulate fire. Apart from partners Hellboy and Liz are good friends as well. Then there is Roger, an abnormally large artificial man created from blood and herbs mixed in a jar with horse manure. Then there is Trevor, who has been Hellboy's mentor and adoptive father. Then there is Kate Corrigan. She's an expert agent and motherly figure of the BPRD. Then there is Johann Kraus, a German medium who was displaced from his body. Although his body was destroyed, his ectoplasmic form remained. Some of his enemies include Grigory Rasputin, also dubbed as the Mad Monk of the Tsarist Russia. He is now an undead mystic who claims to be the official messenger of the terrible cosmic entity, the Ogdru Jahad, and is completely devoted to bringing about the end of days for the human world by any means. Then there is Hermann von Klemt, a deranged Nazi scientist who is in fact a disembodied head which is kept alive inside a jar of liquid. Under his control is an army of gigantic gorillas, controlled through a mental device implanted within the ape's brain. Then there is Baba Yaga, the powerful and ancient witch who resides in a chicken-legged house, has been on this earth for centuries and has a personal hatred for Hellboy after he shot out her left eye. Then there is Ilsa Hopstein. She is a Nazi woman who was a follower of Gregory Rasputin and had a romantic attraction to him. She was convinced to enter a metal torture device which transformed Ilsa into a malevolent goddess Hecate. Hellboy first encountered the witch goddess Hecate after defeating Vladimir Giriscu. Hellboy defeats Hecate, but she still lives on in an iron body fueled by blood and bones of Ilsa Hopstein. For Hellboy's powers and abilities, now because he has a half-demon physiology, he has got superhuman abilities which seems to stem from his demonic heritage. He has ripped apart chains after they have been unlocked. In one of his fights, he lifts a chunk of rubble and crushes his enemy. Hellboy also throws one hell of a punch. He has knocked out huge creatures, ripped through tree monsters, and knocked off enemies through the wall. His superior reflexes have been handy in battle situations where he had to defend himself from darts or dodging attacks from the undead warrior, or maybe dodging ray gun beams. Pretty cool, huh? Hellboy has shown to be capable of withstanding wounds that would be fatal to ordinary human beings. He withstood blows from a monster in an underground fight that's strong enough to crack the ground. In another incident, his rocket pack malfunctions and his rocket pack explodes and he falls through mid-flight, burning and gets smashed through a castle roof. Even after all this, he's still on his feet and ready to fight. Thanks to his demonic heritage, Hellboy's body is quite resistant against high temperatures and fire. Now for his occult knowledge, he has decades of experience as a paranormal investigator and has given him the expertise in folklore, magical rituals that use charms and curses. Now for equipment, Hellboy usually carries a handgun. At one point he indicates the use of silver bullets. He also carries various artifacts, charms and other items to assist him in supernatural matters. He often carries explosive. His Vulcan 50 grenade is capable of causing a large explosion. Then there is his right hand of doom, whose blows can be compared to that of a sledgehammer. So if you're looking for a different breed of superhero from our usual DC Marvel characters, Hellboy is a great place to start. It has everything required for a good tale, from great characters, interesting story arcs, and incredible art. Once done with Hellboy, you can also dwell further into Mignolaverse for stories such as featuring BPRD, Abe Sapien, Lobster Johnson, etc. Do let us know your thoughts on the newly released movie and the character itself. That's all for today, folks. Thank you for watching. Please leave your comments below, like, share, and subscribe, and keep coming back for more at Geek-O-Five.